Hey YouTube, LB for real 85. Coming at you guys with a new video tonight. It's been a while since I sat down and did a video. I just been so busy. A lot of things are going on personally, and I just haven't had the time to actually just sit down and take time to myself and just video blog. You know what I'm saying? Today I'm going to talk about this is something I was thinking about earlier. I was watching a video from Drea on TV. I'm a fan, so that's like the main person that I'll watch on YouTube. Um, Shout out to Drea. But and she was talking about give me back my stuff. So I'm not really gonna talk too much about giving back my stuff because I feel her on that. I think she hit everything that I would say about that. So I'm not gonna talk, beat a dead horse. If you want to know what she's talking about, watch her video, give me back my stuff, Drea on TV. So I'm not gonna make a video on that because she hit everything that I would think about on that topic because I feel her on that 100%. Everything verbatim she said, I feel her on that. But what I'm going to talk about is my video. I'm gonna call this one "You Gonna Pay What You Owe." Y'all ever watch y'all ever watch the Boondocks? Them little kids, and they talk in that one video, and he said, "You gonna pay what you owe, Santa," or whatever. But anyway, you gonna pay what you owe. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. So say, you know, here's the story. Let me give you a rundown. Okay. I was living in one portion of the city, and I was gonna move into the city. Move into New Orleans. My lease was coming up, and I wanted a bigger apartment, a new apartment. So by myself with my son, I was looking for apartments. On the West Bank of New Orleans. Now, I wasn't asking anybody for where a good place was to live. I didn't take anybody with me. I didn't ask nobody where they lived and went in there to see where they lived. And I found this apartment by myself. Okay, put in my application and apply for it and look through the house by myself. Okay, not knowing that, a guy that I was talking to, you know, at the time was living there. The guy I was getting to know lived there. Okay, so this is like at the beginning of me and him getting to know each other. So I'm happy to mention in a conversation that I was moving, and he's like, "Where to?" And I tell him I'm moving to the West Bank of New Orleans. He says, "Oh, what apartment? You moving to apartment?" And I tell him yes, and I tell him the apartment that I'm moving into. So he tells me, "Oh, that's the apartment that I live in, that he lives in." So I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." So that's like at the beginning of January. So time goes on. Okay, this is the beginning of January. I'm not due to move in until like the very end, like the last 3 days of January. That's when my lease is up in my old apartment. So so now that I'm like about to get the keys, like I'm about to sign the lease and everything, like all this stuff has gone through, and I'm going in to put down my deposit and everything like that. This cat texts me, you know, asked me, well, which apartment did I choose, yada, yada, yada. Or and he telling me, oh, I live right across from him. So he's out of town at the time, and he tells me, oh, put down that he referred me. So in these apartments, in that month, if somebody that lived here referred a friend and they came and they leased an apartment here, then they would get a month's rent free, right? So I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. He lives in a 1-bedroom apartment. Very small. So he pays close to $600. He paid like $595, maybe $600. I'll just round it up to say he pays $600 a month. Okay. So he's like, put down on the apartment, put down that I referred you, and I'll break you off something. I'll break you off half. So I'm like, okay. So I go and I do it. I put down on my application that I was referred by, this guy. I'm going to mention any names. I'm just going to say this guy. And if he catches this video, he know I'm talking about him because it's like a one-on-one conversation. He knows it's him. Whatever. Hey, my bad, dude, but you're on blast. Anyway, so I move into the apartment. Mind you, he didn't help me move into the apartment or anything like that. Okay, even though I asked him, he said he would. So that's another thing. Pay what you owe, say what you mean, do what you say you're going to do. Okay, so I move into the apartment. Okay, all my coworkers help me and whatnot, and then I leave and I go on emergency leave. I'm in the military. I go on emergency leave to go see about my mother. End up getting in a car accident, so I'm gone for like 2 weeks instead of 1 week. When I get back into town, he comes over, whatever, and I ask him, I'm like, yo, what I'm saying, let me know, because his grandmother passed away. So I'm like, yo, I'm feeling bad, and I'm like talking to him. I'm like, yo, let me know if you are, what I'm saying, if that, if you got your money, let me know if that referral came through, because once I put it on the application, they never made any mention of it anymore. So I don't know if that went through or not. So just telling him about it. I'm not, at this point, I'm not asking him for money that, from the little referral deal. I'm just saying, hey, check and make sure that deal went through for you. You know what I'm saying? Times is hard. I know he's going to need to go rush home to, fly home to see his grandmother. You might need a little extra money to help you get that plane ticket, whatever So he like, all right. He never mentioned, he never make mention of it. He never say thank you. He never tells me whether he got the money or the referral, I guess the referral credit to his account, his leasing account or anything like that. So now this is January that this went down, so February should have been when he got, his credit for the apartment. So this month, today is April 18th. He has yet to tell me whether he got the credit. He has yet to say, thank you for hooking that up for me. He has yet to break me off $300 of them dollars that he owed me. Now, I didn't have to put him down. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't have too much to gain from putting him on putting his name on the lease or referral thing, or not putting him down as a guy that referred me. All in all, point blank, he didn't refer me to this apartment complex. Nobody did. I found it on my own. You know what I'm saying? So this dude, Drea, you good, girl. You bring this back up on my mind where I tell you what. This just me talking about it make me want to get my phone and text this fool and be like, yo, bro, whatever happened to that referral thing that you said you was gonna break me off somewhere? All in all, he is yet to like. I'm still waiting on that money. I shouldn't have to ask you for it. You came up with the idea and you told me that you was going to break me off a piece of that money. Because of me, you got a month's free, a free month of rent. Because of me. Okay, so your idea, you offered half of it, and I obliged you. I did it for you. All I had to do was write your name down. And I could have just been like, no, nigga, you didn't do it, so I'm not going to. But I did that. But you see how people do. It's funny how people do, and people think because somebody don't mention stuff that they ain't thinking about it or they forgot. If I borrow money from somebody, which is very rare, if not ever, if I borrow money from somebody, trust me, it's gonna be my damnedest. It's gonna be my life's goal to get that money back to them as soon as possible. And I'm not saying he borrowed any money from me, but he made a promise that he couldn't hold to. Don't make a promise that you don't plan on keeping that you can't keep. And it's not like he was gonna go spend the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, hello, get the check, cash the check, give me what belongs to me. I don't care about the money. But at the end of the day, it's the principle of it. If I say, hey, yo, if you do this, if you do X, it's gonna, I'm saying, I'm gonna get this amount of money. I'm saying, I'm gonna break you off 20%, 15%, however many, I'm saying, break you off for hooking it up, because if you didn't do this, then I wouldn't be able to get that. And it's just crazy how this world is this day and age, that people can't keep like the simplest promises, and people will just screw each other over. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like one for not burning bridges. Okay, I'm not a fan of burning bridges, and people burn bridges like it's cool these days. But I'm telling you right now, pay what you owe. If you owe somebody something, pay them that. I'm tell you right now, that's gonna come back and